Guys, welcome to Better Bachelor. My name is Joker with a face for radio and a voice for print. You know, more and more, the longer I've done this content, there's one thing that seems to stand out to me, that most men are kind. Men are the ones that want to be firefighters, usually, police officers, military, defend their country. They're the ones that jump in the rivers and the lakes. Would you please stop it? They're the ones that jump in the rivers and the lakes to save women and children. And when there's trouble that goes down, women usually just scream. Not only is that an issue, but now when you see these, whether it's Hollywood celebrities or average everyday women, they break up with a man or they cheat or they move on, and then they rub salt in the wounds. And so I got a bunch of stuff I'm going to talk about today. We're going to talk about Jessica Alba and her divorce just for a minute, but it's not necessarily the divorce. She's 43 now. She decides to leave a loving husband and kids. It was her that left because she's not yours. It's just your turn. Another study showing that breaking up is harder for men than women. Steady relationships are more important to men, this study says. Then we're going to talk about a woman that ended her sleeping husband because she couldn't afford a divorce and she wanted to go be with her lover. And then, as I told you guys many, many times before, young men are not sleeping with women. They've just opted out. And this is a live on the street interview, but a Joey Gentile is out doing man on the street interviews, and he asks about 20 guys, what's your body count? I think the numbers will kind of shock you, but then again, maybe they don't. Well, if you remember, this is from September 7th. Jennifer Lopez divorces Ben Affleck again. And what does she do? Oh, she shows Ben Affleck what he's missing as she sizzles in a revealing gown. And she's going out and showing, she took pictures and this is what he's missing out on. And then Jessica Alba turns around and does the same thing. This is actually the story that caught my eye. Jessica Alba shows estranged husband, Cash Warren, what he's missing from her life lately amid the divorce. Why is it that a woman who's married to a guy, I guess they got married in 2008 or something or other, and this is just from February 4th, which is literally now, why is it that a woman who's got a husband, she's got kids, or maybe she doesn't have a husband and kids, she's married to them. Why is it she that leaves them and says it's my growth? It not that he did something wrong or he divorced me, so I want to get even. Why is it that they want to leave the men and then they turn around and said, and this is what he's missing? Yeah, he knows that. He's not the one that left you. You're the one that left him. And then they turn around and spit in the face of the guy after leaving him. And this happens way too often. Well, Jessica Alba confirms she's split from husband Cash Warren in a heartbreaking post about a new chapter. Oh, everybody pay attention to me. I'm 43 and divorced. And don't get me wrong, she's still good looking for 43. But the wall comes for all. How soon is it going to be that she's now going to be the next Terry Hatcher? Or she's going to be the next, I don't know, Hollywood celebrity, 60 years old, say there's no men outside the door lining up for me anymore. She's not yours. It's just your turn. Jessica Alba confirms she's split with her husband, Cash Warren, on Thursday. The 43-year-old actress took to Instagram with a typed note explaining their status after months of speculation they were done. I've been on a journey of self-realization and transformation for years, both as an individual and in partnership with Cash, began her message as she did not allow comments. She's been on a journey of self-realization. She's been in transformation for years. That means she's getting tired. She wants to move on. She needs the tingles. She needs the excitement. And oftentimes, there's another guy in the shadows. Now, many of you say, yeah, but I don't care about these Hollywood celebrities. Well, this is happening to guys all over the country, all over the world. We only get to see this firsthand because they have reporters for these people because they're Hollywood celebrities. This happens to dudes all the time. And so now we've got Jessica Alba shows her estranged husband, Cash Warren, what he's been missing from her life lately amid the divorce. She took an Instagram to share a carousel of snaps, life lately, blah, blah, blah. The Southern California-based actress's moving on post was a hit with her 20 million followers, racking up thousands of likes and comments from supporters praising her for her power to divorce a husband that loved her, her power of getting divorced even though they have children together, her power of moving on. Now, what happens if a guy says, you know what? I've changed. Things are different. I'm moving on and leaving the woman. Oh, how dare you? How dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you just walk away from a loving wife and family, you pig? It's always one way. And now, single Jessica Alba goes topless and shows some skin while getting a massage in a steamy new video. Validation, validation, validation. That's why it didn't work out between them. She needed to be in the spotlight. She needed to get attention. She needed a new man. And they always do this. They always end up getting undressed. Just another example. She's not yours. It's just your turn. And when she decides to walk away and screw you over, screw the family over and the kids over and everybody else, which if a man did, you'd be buried into the dirt. For her, it's empowering. It's strong. Guarantee you she'll be with another guy within a couple of months if she doesn't already have another one, just like Gisele Bündchen did with Tom Brady. Well, this is from New York Post. Breaking up is harder for men than women. Steady relationships more important to males, the study says. I think this is for multiple reasons. I think, number one, men are unfairly punished when they leave a relationship. Number two, women can get a new man at almost any point in time. It doesn't mean he's a good guy. It doesn't mean he's going to treat her well. It doesn't even mean he's a winner or better than you. It just means she can get somebody. Where guys have a harder time getting women. We know this because men have to show their quality. Men have to show their intelligence, and they make good money, and they're an earner, and they're popular. Women just have to be, hello, I'm a warm body, and I'm still alive in most cases. Breaking up is hard to do for men anyway. That's because males care more about being in a relationship than females, a new study set to be published in Behavioral and Brain Sciences found, according to the Sci Post. That's everything we've always said about men. Men are the more empathic, caring group of guys. Maybe we don't show it the same way by crying at the ending of Titanic or whatever. But men in general care about society. They care about their fellow man. They care about animals. They care about children more than women do. And if you don't believe that, you can look at studies that show how kids that are to a single parent, kids that are with single dads turn out way better and way more socially adjusted and healthy than the ones with single moms. It's single moms that end up end more kids by putting them in a bathtub or in a lake, taking them out with the mother than the fathers. It's women that are actually more harmful than the men are. Anyway, they say researchers at Humboldt University of Berlin are pouring cold water on the popular belief that gals are more desperate for a partner, saying guys are more likely to experience loneliness after calling it quits and are less likely to see the silver lining to the situations. Right, because we're actually invested in the relationship, where many women aren't. Many women don't care as much. And as we've talked about in many other videos, women can actually be cruel to a man after they break up with him. There's many stories I've done on that. The team analyzed more than 50 scientific studies on gender differences in straight relationships to come up with their findings. The results could explain why men are less likely than women to initiate a breakup when in a steady relationship. 70% of divorces are initiated by women. Of course, we know that. Men are also more likely to search for a partner and be focused on entering into a serious relationship, perhaps because they have more to gain. Well, that's doubtful. Why is it men are more likely to search for a partner and be focused on entering into a serious relationship? It's not that they have more to gain. It's because men are kind of an all or nothing group. And you guys back me up on this. Men don't tend to love a little bit. They don't tend to be into the relationship a little bit. Guys are very non-committal. And then once they've chosen a woman and they've decided this is the one I want to be with, then they're all in. And they usually put their blinders on. And the ones that cheat and all that stuff, it's either they've got a loveless marriage or something's not right in the bedroom, or they never loved to begin with. But most guys, even the guys that are out players, right? The guys that are just sleeping around and having their fun, if they find the woman that they do want to be with, a lot of times they will invest in her. And if she's meeting the bedroom needs and he enjoys her company, he can shut out other women. I did a study or a video on this a couple years ago about how men's brains are designed to not care until they find the right one, and then they care a lot. Where women kind of care with everybody they sleep with a little bit, or they care a lot in the beginning and then it fades. There's science behind all this. Anyway, they say we know from numerous studies that women typically receive more emotional support from their social environment than men. Of course, like, again, Jessica Alba going out and saying, I decided to end everything, screw my family, screw the kids, and everybody saying, oh, powerful, you're strong, what a wonderful woman. Guys would be buried in the dirt for that. Therefore, straight guys are more dependent on their partners to fulfill their emotional needs than straight women. Yeah, guys pretty much invest in their women. I mean, guys will go out and have guy friends, and guys will hang out with guy friends. They'll go out and do activities out at the bar. They don't really share emotions with other men, really. They usually save that for the woman they're with, and that oftentimes is a problem because men think they can get actual love from a woman when in many cases they don't. In short, steady relationships are psychologically more important for men than they are for women. Right, because women are cruel. Previous studies have shown that being in a relationship improves men's mental and physical health. Maybe. And according to the Pew Research Center, women compared to men were more likely to turn to their mothers or a friend or another family member who's not their parent or partner or mental health professional for emotional support. Right, guys don't need emotional support most of the time. When men do need emotional support, what they need to do is, yes, you could talk to a professional. That's always not a bad idea. But they also need to get out and do something. Be productive. Have something else important to you. If your job is important and your friends are important and your family's important, when you lose your woman, it's not that big a deal. However, if, like too many guys do, they pour their 100% of their emotions into their woman, and they don't have anything else going on in their lives, like hobbies and jobs and friends. And then when she leaves, it's like 100% of his life leaving versus 20% of his life leaving. And so it absolutely crushes him. Also, too many men give too much to the women they're with to the point that they're almost a part of their life to where if it's missing, it's a problem. And men shouldn't do that. I don't think strong men do that. Strong men are healthy by themselves or with somebody else. But if that other person, that woman he loves, leaves, he should still be fine. That's why it should be like a 60-40, 70-30 type relationship where you still are most reliant upon yourself as a man than a woman, because once you give her the majority, you're screwed. Researchers working on the Humboldt University study attributed this to gender norms deeply ingrained in our culture. Social norms are influential for women sharing emotions with others more often and supporting each other more strongly than men do. Even young children experience these norms, according to which it is more common and appropriate for girls than boys to share emotions and vulnerabilities. This is the female bullshit they try to pull every time. Men need to be more in touch with their emotions. Men need to share more. No, that's not how men work. Men need other stoic, strong men. Men need to be raised without emotions guiding their lives. Men need to be raised strong intellectually and stable emotionally, not loving with their hearts like women do. Men do not need to be more like women. That's what's getting these guys in trouble. Men need to be more like strong, stoic men that, yes, I love her. Yes, I want her to be in my life. Okay, she cheated and she left me or whatever. Moving on. I got plenty of other things to worry about. I got a great life without her, and I'll deal with this myself by going out and chopping wood for 3 hours with an axe or going to the gym, not crying on some therapist's shoulder. This is the feminization of men. I'm done reading this article. Here is the story, however, or the study. Women are viewed as more romantic than men, and romantic relationships are assumed to be more central to the lives of women than to those of men. Despite the prevalence of these beliefs, some recent research paints a different picture using principles and insights based on the interdisciplinary literature on mixed gender relationships. We advance a set of 4 propositions relevant to the differences between men and women and their romantic relationships. We propose that relative to women, men expect to obtain greater benefits from relationship formation and thus strive more strongly for a romantic partner. That's wanting her to fulfill too many needs that she will not fulfill. That is a mistake. Men benefit more from romantic relationship involvement in terms of their mental and physical health. Well, yes, because she nags you to go to the doctor and get checked out more. And a lot of guys improperly believe a woman will be their friend and their lover and their support. Women are never going to be that for you. So that's a mistake. I mean, the study's not a mistake. The men believing that a woman will be that for them, that's the mistake. C, men are less likely to initiate breakups because men are most likely the ones to say, things are okay for me. Like, they're not great, but they're not awful. I'm okay. I'm doing okay. I'm fine with the status quo. That's not a bad thing for men. Most men are like that. I was like that in a lot of relationships. I'd like it to be better, but things are okay. Like, I'm good. And because of the I'm good, we stayed in it probably longer than we should have. Most men should expect more from their relationships, I feel. And D, men suffer more from relationship disillusion. Well, of course, because women can go out and women can go to a bar and wink at a guy and he's going to buy her a drink. Again, doesn't mean he's a good guy. Doesn't mean he's a winner. Doesn't mean he's going to be for her forever, man. But if she's like, oh, man, I'm all broken up over this relationship and I need to feel better about myself, she can go out and get guys to sleep with her. She can go out and get guys to pay attention to her. And that's part of the reason why so many women have high body counts and short relationship issues, because they're all messed up. So I don't find any of this surprising, but it does go to show you that it's actually men that do care more about relationships, do work a little bit harder to keep them running, and it's not women. And since women know they can move on at any point in time or probably find somebody else, even if they're not as good, they tend to be a little more cruel when it comes to relationships. Cruel doesn't necessarily mean they're evil. Cruel just means they care less, and they care less about your outcomes. And in many cases, if it's a bad outcome for you, the person they're breaking up with, they don't really care. They have no interest. Where guys, when a guy breaks up with a woman, if he did care about her, but it's just not working out, he finds it hard to break up with her. He usually doesn't have a backup plan. He just decides to dissolve the relationship. I think that shows that men, not women, are actually the caring people in society. And if you look at some of the videos I've talked about in the past, there were reporters that were trying to expose the baby deletion industry, where they were selling parts of the baby deletion. They were selling women, and it was all women in this room. And it was male reporters and male investigative journalists that wanted to actually report on this and out it happening. And the government came down not on the women doctors selling parts, they came down on the journalists trying to expose it. That's men doing the right thing, women doing the wrong thing. There's plenty of those. Another story is a good example of this. Now, I'm not saying that men don't do horrible things too, but this is an example where you just say women can be just as cold-hearted and evil as men. Currently not an option, cheating Missouri wife allegedly ends her sleeping husband because she couldn't pay for a divorce, and she only gets 10 years in a plea deal. Now, she had 4 kids with this guy, and she wanted a divorce because she had a guy in the back burner she wanted to be with instead. And so what did she do? She waited till he was asleep. She pulled out a snub nose, put it up against the pillow, and kaplow, vaporized a hole in his head. And then the kids came in and saw what happened. And so the kids are now all messed up over this. She could have gotten a divorce, but it was too expensive, so she just vaporized him while he was sleeping, when a man is at his most innocent place in life. I've read stories about women throwing boiling water on sleeping guys. Ashley Babbitt came off and nipped off John Babbitt's trouser snake when he was sleeping. And then she went on a press tour on Oprah and all these other shows, and they laughed about it. Women are cruel. And the media and the news and these judges, everybody knows it, but they paper it over like, oh, women are much more empowered and they're the sweet, kinder ones. I disagree. I think women are the cruel ones. Lastly, I'll leave it with this kind of a fun thing. This is Joey Gentile. He's got 200,000 followers. He does man on the street interviews, and he's talking to a bunch of young guys that are in their 20s, asking them, "What's your body count?" And I think you guys will. This verifies what I've been telling you in these studies, that young men, they're just not sleeping with women anymore.
Would you say that this guy's body count is?
I could not even begin to guess. 3.
He's actually 1. And then what is your body count?
2.
Do you think other people would guess that?
I don't know, maybe.
Can I take a picture of you and then have the next person guess?
Yeah, sure.
What would you say that this guy's body count is?
3.
3? Oh wait, you're close. It was 2. What is your body count?
0.
Do you think other people would guess that?
No.
Can I take a picture of you and have the next person that comes by guess?
Yeah, sure.
What do you think that this person's body count is?
1.
is 0.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I was trying to give him some credit. I'm trying to be nice, you know.
Oh, what's your body count?
My body count? 3.
Do you think other people would guess that?
No, they'd either guess like way too low or way too high, depending on how well you know me.
Can I take a photo of you and then have the next person guess?
Yeah, for sure.
What would you say that this guy's body count is?
2, 3.
I think he said it was 3.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's correct.
All right, yeah, you're right. What's your body count?
1.
Can I take a picture and have the next person guess?
Yeah, that's fine.
What would you say that this guy's body count is?
I'd say a good 5.
It's actually 1.
1. All right.
What's yours?
Mine's 1 too.
Can I take a picture for the next person and have him guess? All right, cool. What would you say that this guy's body count is?
I'd say 4.
It's actually 1. What's your body count?
1.
Can I take a picture of you and then have the next person guess?
Sure.
What would you say that this guy's body count is?
All right, so that's the first video. He has another one. I'm going to follow it up. I enjoy these. I enjoy these because it validates what we're saying. These guys are not, I mean, they're not rock stars. They're not basketball players or, you know, tall, traditional, tall, dark, and handsome. These are kind of the guys, they look like the guys I went to college with or I was in the military with. The difference is those guys probably by 21, 22, 23 had slept with more than 0, 1, or 2 women.
What is your guys' body count?
0.
0? What about you?
I'm sitting at 6.
Can I take a picture and have the next person guess?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so what do you think that these guys' body counts are just by looking at them? What do you think about the guy on the left or the right?
Got a cross on. Could be something. Both have crosses on. Let's go with 2 and 0.
It's the opposite. So he said 0, and then he said 6, I think.
Okay.
And then what's your body count for the next person?
0.
0? What's your body count?
0.
Can I take a picture and have the next group of people guess?
Yeah,
All right, cool.
sure.
So you guys are waiting till marriage?
Yes, we are waiting till marriage.
I'm waiting till marriage.
Are you guys Christians?
Yes, we're Christians.
Oh, okay.
Huge win, by the way. Huge win. The problem these guys are going to, these are the guys that are going to have problems with the body count women. There are so few women that have 0 body counts because there are just so many opportunities presented to them. Where these guys, they're not going out and hooking up. They're not going out and sleeping with women. What they want to do is they want to date a woman. They want to find the right woman. They want to date her. They want to get engaged. They want to get married. And then that's when they're traditionalists. Here's their problem. They're looking for a woman that also has a body count of 0 to begin dating. And these guys are never going to find anybody. I feel bad for them. I feel sad for them. These guys are probably going to be forever alone because most women by 19, 20, 21, it's over. It's over.
What would you say that these guys' bodies count are just by looking at them?
Maybe like 1 and 3.
They're actually both 0, surprisingly.
Nice.
What's your body count?
1.
Do you think other people who guess that if I take a photo and show them?
Maybe. I don't know, honestly.
Can I take a
Something else. I should have said this at the beginning, but there's a lot of guys that if you listen to this, and this guy was an example, he said it, and I'd rewind it, but it won't rewind because Instagram. He says, "What do you think this guy's body count is?" And he said 1, and this guy says, "Actually, it's 0." And he goes, "Nice." That's a huge shift. You know, when I was young, if you had your V card and you had never been with a woman, you were a loser. These young guys today, the way they look at this is, well, my body count's 0, and other guys are like, "Nice dude. Way to keep yourself reserved and preserved and nice." I like that. I think we should continue to push this, where young men avoid these easy women because God knows if you fall in love with them or you get them pregnant or whatever, it's going to be a life of misery. I think if you realize that once you've been with a woman or 2 women or 3 women or 5 women, the physical portion of it is different, but it's not night and day. It's 20% different, the physical feeling. You know, yeah, boobs are bigger sizes and things are a little bit different. But overall, it's kind of similar in many ways. What's different, the woman's body shape, the way she looks at you, the way she interacts with you, the way she's passionate with you, the way she's attentive to you, and yes, how creative and interesting she is in different positions and all that. But for a lot of guys, that doesn't even matter. Maybe these guys realize when they've had a body counts of 1 or 2, they said, I don't know, juice isn't worth the squeeze. I'd rather hang out with my guy friends, get a little lotion, handle things myself. Nice. Keep it up. Good work, man.
A photo of you for the next one?
Yeah, that's cool.
What would you say that this guy's body count is?
Maybe like 15, 20.
It's something low.
Okay.
Okay, and then what's your body count?
Yeah, I don't know. It's not high like that. It's just, I don't like between 5 and 10.
What is your guys' body count?
So there you go. So a guy that had a body count between 5 and 10 saw another guy and guessed 20 because he says, well, this guy's probably a little better looking than I am. Or maybe he thought that, or maybe he has a little bit more muscle than I do. I bet he gets more women. The other guy didn't have any. I think a lot of it is subjective because some of these guys are not bad looking here. I'm not saying that they're superstars or anything, but they're not bad looking. They're certainly average or above average. A lot of them just either aren't given the opportunity or they don't care anymore. And I think it's they don't care anymore just because so many of them were, when they heard the other person's body count was 0 or 1 or 2, they were like, oh, cool. Or nice. I think that's a good save. Maybe there's hope for the next generation of men, at least. Maybe not the next generation of women, but of men. What I do hope is these guys don't turn around, meet a woman, fall head over heels in love, and think she is going to be their other half. A woman is never your other half, nor should she be.